the most important was the career mentoring Westminster provided, because talking with someone already in the industry gave me like confidence for like the hiring process.
I was like a digital ambassador, things like that helped me just get a bit of experience with like hands-on tools and just knowing how to speak to different stakeholders, which is a really important skill. Also just speaking to your lecturers and your course leaders. Often a lot of them have really interesting backgrounds in terms of the work they've done either through their research projects, PhDs, or companies they've actually worked for before. And that can serve as a lot of inspiration for you in terms of if you're interested in a particular career path or an area of work. You'd be surprised to know like they may have done something that you were really interested in doing, and little tips you can get from them will really help you to get to know your lecturers.
In hindsight, I wish I had attended a lot more than I did. I honestly feel like I didn't do enough. Obviously, I utilised my lecturers as much as I could. They're always there to support you. They want you to succeed. There was also a portal where you could find jobs. They had roles advertised, and I used to go on that quite a lot actually and kind of see what interested me and see what they were looking for and see if I could develop in those areas.
There was a program back then, it was called Creative Enterprise Center. It was nice because it was structured and it was basically a program after which you are getting certificate, and it was a series of workshops, some video meetings, some events, and you attend them, you get some points, and in the end you are getting certificate. During uni I was trying to utilize it as much as possible, and I'm sure that it helped me with the soft skills, with ideating something that actually I used for dissertation later, so it turned out very helpful. But the other thing also, it was the mentoring scheme.
I did a basic year and that was super helpful for me, just understanding how the working world works. I ended up realising from that role that I didn't really want to do that role, but I actually understood what I liked and then looked for roles that had the elements of that role that I liked. And for me, getting a placement year was quite hard, but the Employability Centre really helped out with that. There were like CV review clinics, those are really, really helpful.
Begins with is a discussion about personality and fit for the company. So they kind of want to see what you understand about the company. Do you actually understand what you're going to be doing or what they're asking of you? Do you understand the industry? In some way, obviously, the expectation isn't super high, but they're just looking for kind of a baseline understanding. Mine was like quite a few stages. So I had that stage with one manager, then I had to speak to the head of the department. They ask you a bit more technical questions, but just in person, just seeing whether you understand basic concepts. Then what happened next was they give you like a technical take-home test, get like a case study, and then create a presentation. So they're taking you through what the workflow would be in real life, but just in a condensed format. You then take that task that you did and you go to the second to last interview, which is usually in person. And what they do there is they get you to present your work as if you were presenting to a client.
I wanted to do it straight when I finished my degree, so I instantly started applying for civil service jobs, and I actually had a lot of failures at the start. The civil services are very particular with how you apply, so they use something called success profiles. So you have to be able to answer different behaviours based on your experience, and it doesn't need to be work experience, it can be life experience. It just depends on how you answer those. I think the biggest takeaway from all that was failing an interview is not the end of the world. It sucks in the moment when you didn't pass, but the best thing you can do is learn from it. If you don't get feedback, ask for feedback, because obviously that feedback helps you improve and you'll get better and better each time you do it, and that's what happened to me.
A lot of big companies that we all know, like Amazon, companies that everyone wants to work for, basically the year before you're due to start the placement, I was a bit behind and didn't realise that and missed a lot of deadlines to apply to these companies, so definitely get ahead. In the new year, it's basically late for a lot of the grad jobs. I was really struggling at that point to figure out where I wanted to apply, and actually that's where kind of university career service came pretty handy. There was a job portal that you can actually go through and see companies that have links to the university. So I actually ended up getting an interview for a company that had a lot of interns from Westminster previously, so they had a pretty good relationship with our Employability Centre, and that was pretty simple. The interview was pretty straightforward. It was just what do I know about the company. At the time, I didn't know much about data management, so just absorbed as much information from the website and played it back to him. Just go to companies that you know you would want to work for, even if you don't necessarily know what role. Go on the websites, go on their careers pages, see what kind of roles they do offer. Just reading through the different job descriptions, you'll get an idea of what you like more than others. You can apply directly on the website. Also, LinkedIn, as I said, was pretty key for me. Definitely follow pages of companies that you're interested in. You'll see when their graduate schemes and like opportunities come up.
Uni also gives you some leads. Basically, you're getting emails, and I had 2 offers for placements. Once I applied to my current job, Smoke Free, and I found that the link is broken. Like the link from LinkedIn to their website was broken. I googled and then I found, and the domain was just different. It somehow was outdated or something. I DM'd CEO on LinkedIn, telling him, look, I was just checking that you have broken link on your page, and by the way, I applied to your job offering. And sure enough, he responded and he passed it to the CTO, and I got the job, so maybe it helped.
The civil service jobs website, that has a lot. Every single job across the civil service, all government departments. I think that's a really good learning opportunity as well to apply for as many as you can that you're interested in, obviously. Also, for anyone that's in their final year, the Fast Stream applications are actually open at the moment until the 7th of November. So that's something you can absolutely look into. That's a really, really good opportunity to kind of fast track your career.
Recruiters can be really, really handy, both like before when you're actually looking for grad jobs and even once you're actually in work. One thing I found really interesting was that because I had experience from the placement, I used to get a lot of recruiters anyway on LinkedIn, especially in like marketing, they'll flood your DMs with like offers. What's really useful about that is to speak to a lot of them and fast track your way into interviews. You can often stay in contact with certain recruiters, and when you do that, sometimes they put you to the front of the queue.
University Engage website and LinkedIn. You can also talk to your course leader or other academic staff, and they may know about some companies so that they have open positions. Also, I think it's worth it to look at where recent graduates from your degree are working at, because if they got the job there, I think it means that you study or have the same skills as them. So you could get a position there as well.